Hey, good evening, North Boulevard. Welcome, NBYG, and those that are watching from all over the place. My guess is we have folks tuning in from other places in the country tonight because you want to hear from our special guest, and we're going to get to them a little bit later in the evening. So join us for the rest of the night, and we're going to get to our very special guest that I know a lot of folks are tuning in to see. I'm really excited about tonight. Blake, are you ready?
Yeah, it's really exciting. In a little ways, it feels like college football is back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just so distracted. The 80s called, and they need that sweater back.
Well, I mean, we have been talking about Back to the Future for a long, long time.
You're just going upstairs and grabbing whatever's in our costume closet to wear. Is that your thing?
I had a couple people reach out and say, what else do you have up there? And so if we keep doing this, we might see it all. So we'll see.
It's very nice. I actually wore that in one of my favorite NBYG videos of all time.
Well, I can feel it.
Okay, all right, very good.
Or smell
it.
I don't know which one.
Hey, we're really glad to have you joining with us. This is now week 10. And so many families, there are people in New York I know that are tuning in. I was just on the phone from some folks from Camp Shiloh. I was just on a Zoom call before this, and they said to tell everybody hello. And there are people I know watching from other countries, other continents. And if you're watching now live or after the fact, we're glad that you're here. If you missed one of our broadcasts and you want to go back and catch a special guest, a lot of great feedback from the words that Dave Clayton shared last week. And then you can see some of our others with Brad Montague or David Newell, who was Mr. McFeely on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. That was a highlight for all of us. Excuse me. You can go to nbyg.org, go to the videos tab, and you can click on any of those dates and watch the broadcast. So special thanks to our tech crew there behind the camera for the hard work they've done to make that possible, and hopefully you can go and enjoy those. Okay, so we have people that are now going to be a year older.
They are.
Some of us actually feel a year older after last week, or you're about to be a year older. This is time for our segment that we call Birthdays in the Borough. There we go. All right. So if you got a birthday and it happens on these dates, May the 17th to May the 23rd, we're about to celebrate you. So if you're at home with one of the folks whose names we're about to hear, get ready to sing to them in just a minute, or text them if you're not with them and wish them happy birthday. Blake, who we got? Whose birthdays?
Happy birthday to Campbell Shirley. Happy birthday today to Chloe Wakeham. Happy birthday to Jackson Good. And happy birthday to Peyton Hurst.
Okay, awesome. Great birthdays. So I'm very thankful, just a little bit of a side note for a second. I was very thankful for those that called or texted. My birthday was Saturday. So now, NBYG, you get to hear 49.
Some Winterfest talks are going to get some updates.
That sounds worse than 48, but 49 years old. One of our elders, Sam Bagwell, and his wife always show up at our house for myself, my wife, my girls on their birthdays. And Nancy came via FaceTime. You can see in this picture. Sam and Nancy showed up. He brought me a Buzz Lightyear piñata, and his daughter, Catherine, made me a Baby Yoda cake.
Wow.
49 feels like 8 years old.
Yeah,
it feels great. So she brought me I was waiting to see what the cake was going to be this year because a couple of years ago, well, this is the Baby Yoda cake, and so that's a big thing now. I got R2-D2 a couple years ago, and then Chewbacca. Great use of the Hershey's miniatures.
Wow.
And Tic Tacs.
That's awesome.
That was another one of my favorites. Those are all awesome. I'm really partial, though, to this one from last year.
Oh, I do
my
remember this
Mr.
one.
Rogers sweater cake. That was great. And I promised Catherine I was going to give her a shout-out. We normally don't do shout-outs like this, but I really want to give her a shout-out because some of you are looking for cakes for birthdays. So, hey, go ahead and look up Catherine Bagwell at Cat's Cakes and Decorating on Facebook or on Instagram at Cat's Cakes. And, hey, you can get her to make you a cake. What cake, if you needed a cake right now, what cake would you have made? Doesn't have to be Star Wars, because I know you're not a huge Star Wars guy.
Well, I guess I need a wedding cake. So.
Oh, yeah, wedding cake. All right, very good. Okay, in the shape of like a groom's cake. What would you do?
Probably a big Georgia G.
Okay.
All right. I won't say that in front of Deshaun.
I put you on the spot. But all right, very good. So, Catherine, thanks so much. And the Littles, thank you for my socks. I'm wearing them actually right now. These are my Pac-Man socks. So, all right, that's enough. That's enough about about my birthday. But I'm just thankful for so many folks that showed love as I'm getting a little bit older. 49. Okay, so we're ready to move on to the next thing. A lot of you tuned in just to see how this was going to turn out. We're now ready to go to the Sweet 16 of the movie franchise bracket challenge. I just did it on purpose to throw you off. All right.
Well, it got me.
Here was the field of 32. And I was really nervous about some of these, Blake.
I was too. And
okay.
a lot has
All
changed.
right. Very good. So here we go, guys. You all voted. Voting was only up for a couple of days. You'll get to vote tonight to take us to the Sweet 16.
That email will go out at 7:30 tonight.
Okay. Oh, actually, we'll find out the Sweet 16 tonight. Right now. You'll get to vote, and it goes at what time?
7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay, so people like, I know I just got a text that Lila Mae and Ella Grace and Mia and Caden are all watching. So there you go. You guys have to promise to vote now. You're going to go to the link in the email. And you'll vote, just vote one time. Remember, if you vote more than once, if we get more than one vote from a certain source, we throw out all those votes. So just vote one time, and voting will be up for a couple of days maybe. Longer than 24 hours.
It changes. It'll be longer than 24 hours.
We'll let you know. But now let's find out who you're going to be voting for. Everybody, you ready? Here we go. Let's go through these pretty quickly because we have a special guest coming on after this. It's going to probably take things in another direction.
Longer than most of these movies.
Okay, in our popcorn region, who is the first matchup, Blake?
We had Avengers and Spider-Man, the 2002 movies with Tobey Maguire.
Okay, all right. I think we all knew how this was going to go. Avengers wins by 74 votes. Avengers, they move on. Okay, the next matchup. Ooh.
Now, this was one that I watched for days, and my parents even said, they called me before and said, tell everybody that we're responsible for how this turned out. And so Shrek advances.
Yes, by two votes over Despicable Me. By 2 votes. Shrek continues on into the Sweet 16.
My parents voted at 11:58. And got their votes in just in time.
Oh, wow. That was a close one. So some of these come down to the wire. All right, Indiana Jones and the Dark Knight trilogy. I was honestly surprised here because I struggled to even know.
This was a shock.
Yeah. And Indiana Jones advances by 66
by
votes.
a large margin.
Okay, very good. All right, our next matchup in the popcorn region, Rocky and Toy Story, both good franchises.
Tough. This was tough.
No, come on. We're all glad to know that Toy Story won by 60 votes. Well, maybe not everybody's glad to know that, but 60 votes. Toy Story goes on. Blake, who's our next matchup in the soft pretzel region?
Soft pretzel region.
All right, who was our first matchup there?
Our first matchup was High School Musical and Cars.
This is High School Musical was a number 1 seed.
They were a number 1 seed.
Notice I said was because
they're gone.
Cars beats High School Musical.
Well done,
by
everybody.
58 votes.
Thank you for that.
I'm honestly surprised. I like both of those franchises.
Right, and they're both Disney movies. But come on, Pixar. Gotta go.
Well, I know Cars 1 is great, and I think I voted. I don't even remember who I voted for in this one.
I did not vote because I see all the results, so I didn't want to.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Anything.
So let's see. 2 Christmas movies: Home Alone and Santa Claus. Who advances?
This one is Home Alone by 28 votes. It was
wow.
A lot closer than I thought, but it's a Christmas movie that continues
better
on.
Than Santa Claus. I mean, they're both great.
But there's a huge drop off, and the Santa Claus movies, they're all like at the same level. They're all mediocre.
Well, we could debate that later. We don't have time to do that tonight. But, okay, Jurassic Park and Thor. I know you were excited to see how this one was going to go down.
Thank you, people.
Good news for Blake, everybody. Jurassic Park wins by 38 votes, and it moves on to the Sweet 16. Now, Lord of the Rings and Narnia, I really felt like this – I was really shocked by these results.
This is definitely a bracket buster.
Okay, yeah. So – for Aslan and Narnia. Narnia wins by 18 votes over the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I'm very surprised.
Very surprised. Aslan resurrected in the last couple days and won by 18 votes.
All right, there we go. So now we go on to the Junior Mints region. Our Junior Mints region, those of you with your brackets, get ready to fill them out. Harry Potter and the Men in Black.
And go ahead and flash that pencil and forget about them because Harry Potter moves on.
Men in Black lose by 66 votes. Continuing on in the Junior Mints region.
Lion King and Mission Impossible. 2 completely different franchises.
That's right.
And Lion King moves on.
Lion King
36
wins by
votes.
36 votes. Okay, so the Hunger Games and the Back to the Future trilogy. I was really worried because I'm a big Back to the Future fan, but I know there's a lot of teens voting and they're big Hunger Games fans. This one was surprising.
This was not surprising to me. I think Back to the Future got a poor seed, and the Hunger Games movies make me dizzy. So it won by 35 votes.
Good analysis.
38 votes.
It advances by 38 votes. My family actually, for the first time, they just started this trilogy last night. My girls have never seen it, and so they're watching it. And hopefully, girls, when we get home tonight, Back to the Future 2. So be sure and get ready.
I haven't seen the second or third one, but David Rubio's keeping me pretty in the loop.
Yeah, he's going to settle that. Okay, Night at the Museum and Captain America, the Marvel Captain America trilogy.
So of all of them, I didn't expect this Marvel movie to go down, but Night of the Museum won by 6 votes.
By 6 votes, everybody, Captain America. Ben Stiller defeats Captain America. I never saw that coming. Okay, on to the Juji Fruits. Juji Fruits are good. I've decided they're good.
They are really
they're just
good.
Extremely chewy.
They are.
This is the whole Star Wars trilogy. I guess you picked my favorite one to put on the screen.
Yeah, this is also my favorite one.
Okay, Empire Strikes Back, but the whole Star Wars trilogy against Ice Age, Star Wars advances by 90 votes.
The largest margin of all of the movies,
Very
90
impressed.
votes.
Okay, all right, and then Jumanji against Karate Kid. Which one goes on to the Sweet 16?
Jumanji by 22 votes. They're still playing the game, and that's why we're still in coronavirus
I still
country.
need to see the 2 new ones.
You need to.
I'm really excited about that. But maybe we'll watch those as a youth group when all this is over. We can all get together. Okay, Kung Fu Panda and Marvel Iron Man. Whew, both really good sets of movies here.
Really, really good. And but I had to. I mean, everybody had to vote for Iron Man. I love you 3,000.
Everybody didn't, but Iron
they
Man
should have.
By 56 votes, Iron Man moves on. And then Pirates of the Caribbean. Do you say Caribbean or do you say Caribbean?
I say Caribbean.
Yeah, you say, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
Caribbean.
yeah.
I think it's supposed to be Pirates of the Caribbean.
You made me double think there for a second.
Yeah, there are times when I use the word Caribbean, but with this movie, it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
And I, like Colton Smith, say that one of the best smells in the world is on that ride in Disney World.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to get him on later to talk about that.
Candle.
Versus the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, I was nervous about this. These are okay. I don't even know that I've seen How to Train Your Dragon 2.
They're probably my favorite DreamWorks movies. The first 2 are really good.
Okay, all right. Well, Pirates of the Caribbean moves on by 28 votes. Whew. That was big right there.
That was really big.
That was big. Okay, so everybody, here we go. Your Sweet 16. Your Sweet 16. Here comes the bracket. We're about to bring on a guest in just a minute. This is what your bracket should look like. There they are, everybody. You'll have a chance to vote tonight. Will a number 1 seed, will another number 1 seed go down, or will they make it all the way through? Avengers, Harry Potter, Star Wars are still in. High School Musical goes down. Who are you looking at really here?
So I'm really stressed about Jurassic Park and Narnia because I've got a dog in that fight. I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and that makes me really, really nervous. But I think where it's going to be really, really tough is Indiana Jones and Toy Story in terms of how it's been voted for.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really tough matchup.
Yeah. There's only one of these that is moderately difficult for me personally to decide. All the rest of them, I can look at it right now and know who I'm voting for. And Home Alone and Cars is going to be a tough one for me to decide. And Indiana Jones and Toy Story. That's going to be fun to watch. So to help us make some decisions, or maybe to help you as you make some decisions and get ready to vote, we have, I'm sorry, I forgot about this movie. This is not a real movie, but I saw this movie poster, and only people my age, 49, and older will probably appreciate this one. So you can check out that at your nearest Blockbuster. Or they still have those, or they've all been quarantined?
I think the last one's in Alaska, but I think they're closing it.
Okay, all right, there you go. Don't stand by me. All right, it's now time for a special guest. You know who it is. We let's you got that ready? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and
he's in the car.
He's on the road. This is new, David. How are you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, you're not driving though, are you?
No, not driving. I ended up being delayed somewhat because of a situation where curveball came our way today. My wife ended up with a sourdough starter. And we've got to feed it tonight. And as you know, bread flour has been difficult to find in pretty much every store. So,
did you find it?
No, we still don't have any bread flour. I don't know what we're going to do. I know that it's critical that you feed the starter. And I love sourdough bread. I don't know what's going to happen.
David said he got delayed by a situation. I've used that sentence. So over the past several weeks, I've used it often. It's often been followed by, we had David Rubio on for True North Line. Hey, so David, all right, you've seen the bracket, right? You've seen our bracket.
Yes.
What was the biggest surprise to you of the bracket, and then which one are you the happiest about that made it through?
Well, I'll tell you. Obviously, you've only got one region, and it's Juji Fruits that stayed to chalk. 1, 2, 3, 4 seed, which is impressive and exciting. You got some Cinderella stories happening. The pod that I am the most interested in and surprised by.
Yeah.
The 2 seed and 3 seed went down in the junior men's region. Happily for me, Back to the Future made it past Hunger Games.
Yes.
I didn't expect that. And I was really surprised that Captain America went down. That was a surprise. So I like Back to the Future to move into the Elite 8 and face Harry Potter.
Oh, wow.
I think that's going to be a really fun Elite 8. Now, again, Captain America, I was really surprised to see that lose. So it may be that your bunch is really excited about Night at the Museum. I've never seen Night at the Museum 3. Maybe I need to. Maybe you guys know something I don't know. I loved Captain America, so that was a surprise. And then I think it's really interesting, High School Musical has haters out there, so I'm not surprised that it went down.
You described you described High School Musical as the Duke of this bracket to me earlier.
That's right. I mean, the people who love High School Musical love it like crazy, but the people that don't love it like crazy would love to see it go down. I mean, I heard Blake saying thank you to the youth group for defeating it, and that's the kind of venom that is often directed at High School Musical. I would love to know whether Blake has seen them all.
I have.
I was surprised that went down, but that region right there, the soft pretzel region, is wide open.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable.
I mean, there is no telling. I mean, you could have Home Alone come out of that region. I suspect it will be Jurassic Park, but you got Jurassic Park up against Narnia, right?
Yes.
And Home Alone going up against who's Home Alone facing?
Cars.
Cars. That's an interesting one because Home Alone, there are 5 Home Alone movies. 3 of them, I bet no one in your youth group has ever even seen. Yeah. That you probably didn't even, most people watching this probably didn't even know there was a Home Alone 5. And then if Cars beats it, you've got Cars 2 moving into the Elite 8. That's crazy because Cars 2, I mean, no offense.
But it's horrible.
All right, hey, so, David, first of all, what you can't see is, Blake, give us a check on the stopwatch.
We're at 3 minutes and 54 seconds and counting on this gag.
Okay,
so.
We've got a stopwatch, and it's 3 minutes. Oh, I think we lost it. Did we lose?
If that was the magic word, I wish we
might have lost David. What a great way, what a great face to lose him on. Okay, we're back with you.
Oh, there he is.
Good. We didn't lose.
I switched from mobile data to my Wi-Fi, so that's what
we
happened.
were so sad and thought this segment had come to an end, but
no,
gladly it can continue. Hey, we got one question to settle, and then we've got to move on, David. Now, don't give away too much because my family just started watching Back to the Future. They just finished 1 last night. We're going to try to watch 2 tonight and maybe 3 tomorrow night. So you can't say too much. Can you? Or my family just, my family just don't listen for a second. Turn the volume on.
David.
They probably already stopped listening. What about kidding? I'm assuming they're even watching. Yes.
David, listen, I was already struggling to give you an answer. I think I have one.
Okay.
But I'm going to have to explain the reason why. I can't just drop an answer.
5 minutes and counting.
Should we wait until next week, given the fact that, we've already gone 5 minutes?
Yeah, how long?
I'm prepared.
We're at 5:15 and counting.
Answer the question, but maybe we should wait.
Okay. Yeah, we'll wait. That way my family will finish and they'll know and they'll be ready to go.
Because I really want to talk about the reasons why. So let's do this next week. Next week, maybe schedule me for a slightly longer session.
Okay. Hey, so next week, David. So I'm sorry you didn't find the flower. Is there anybody else in your house that would like to say hello?
No, actually, there's my whole family. I don't know where. Actually, Madeline's not even here. I don't know. Can you see these guys?
Hello. Hey. What's up, Becky? Hello, Chair Bear. What's up, Benson? Hi. How are you? Good to see you all.
My family's right here, and we listen. I don't say anything because the Skidmores are in the middle of watching the Back to the Future marathon. or franchise. The question that I'm going to answer next week is, which is my favorite, 2 or 3?
Okay.
And by the way, next week we may be celebrating Back to the Future's presence in the Elite Eight. Back to the Future beat the Hunger Games. So
They're excited.
So we've got some Hunger Game fans in the house as well.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll give you an answer next week. I love you guys. NBYG, I'm excited. I'm excited for this Back to the Future matchup with Night at the Museum.
David, we will see you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. You'll see me next week.
Okay. All right. Take care.
See ya.
All right.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See you, David. Okay, I love talking to him.
Wow.
I love spending time with him. What was our time?
6:45.
All right, good.
That was awesome.
I would have thought it'd been longer than that, but we are going to, in just a moment, we're going to try to call somebody, and we're going to try to ask somebody else. We just want to get a different opinion. I think it's good. I mean, Rubio knows a lot about movies, but
he knows
it's really
a lot
good.
about Back to the Future.
It's really good to know something else.
Yeah.
To hear from somebody else, okay?
Right. And everybody, I mean, we've gotten texts, we've gotten calls. People are having arguments at dinner table, and so everyone has a different opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people. I'm really anxious to watch the video that Ashley Davis sent us about Austin's reaction to Captain America getting beat out.
Oh, man.
I'm really wanting to watch that, but I can't watch it
I wish we had
right
a
now.
commercial to show.
Okay, so
That's
while they're
not
getting them
foreshadowing.
on the line, Blake, I think I know who I'm going to vote for here. It's not going to be a question, and I'm really going to struggle with Jurassic Park and Narnia. I'm going to struggle with that one.
Okay, now
You've not seen the second 2 Narnia movies.
I've only seen
You've not
the
seen
wardrobe.
Prince Caspian or the Voyage of the Dog.
I've only seen the wardrobe, yes.
Yeah.
But I do think the fact that so I have a dispute because we said a joke about how the park reopened 5 times. Technically, the park is only opened twice. The second and third movie of the Jurassic Park trilogy is only about going to Site B.
Hold on. Okay, ready? Okay, go.
Which is only about going to Site B, which is where they raise the dinosaurs. And then the second movie of Jurassic World is just about the dinosaurs are now just living on the island.
Okay, let's not get you and Rubio together for a lock-in. That could go all night long. Hey, we do have somebody on the line. Hey, everybody, it's time for another special guest. I just basically want excuses to play that sound effect. Okay, we want to get somebody from a different age bracket. And hey, it's Willddington. Come on in, Will. Hey, what's up, Will? How are you? Oh, very nice. I've got some pictures of Will, Mike. If we can cut to those, I'm going to control them here. I think I've got a couple of pictures, Will, that I'm going to show of your family when you all dressed up. So if we can cut to those. Here's one of Will's family when they dressed up like the staff at North Boulevard. So you can see Forrest there is David Young. And let's see, Joy Doddington is Amy Sane. And then Sarah Doddington is my brother Paul. Really does a pretty effective job of looking like my brother with his pants and his shoes. Paul, I don't know if you're watching tonight. Mom, if you're watching, make sure that Paul goes back and sees this. That's great. And then, of course, down there as well, here's another picture we took. Forrest makes a great David Young.
I'm about to say, if something happens to David that we don't want to tell anybody yet, we just put Forrest in there and just dub.
That sounded really. I don't know what
I meant by that.
That was all blank. I did not come up with that scenario.
Forrest would be a great stunt double.
But that is a happy face. He looks fierce. He looks pretty fierce. But nice shirt and visor there, Will. All right, so there you go. Will, so good to see you. How are you?
Good.
Okay, I think I hear your sister laughing in the background. All right, so Will, you have given a lot of thought to this. The reason we brought you on is because you filled out a bracket within an hour of the first True North with these brackets.
Wow.
He had sent me a picture of his completed out bracket. You got very excited about this, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, Will, you just saw the results, right? Did you see the results?
Yes.
What one made you the most upset?
Captain America.
Okay. Captain America went down, and you were not wanting it to be defeated.
Which one were you most excited about moving on?
I'd say Harry Potter and Star Wars.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So you got some items there on your bed. Looks like you're all prepared for like a segment here. We didn't rehearse this. So what have you got there on your bed?
I got part of the full trilogy in smaller books.
Okay.
Okay, very nice. Those are like board books, or what are they? Lego books?
Lego books.
Okay, very nice.
Wow.
Okay, what else have you got?
I have the Star Wars. Star Wars. I meant where Luke Skywalker's on.
Okay,
Okay.
very good. So now you're campaigning. I realize now what's happening. This isn't just show and tell. He's campaigning.
Yes.
Okay, all right. You got one more item. What is that back there? It's a book called Why Star
It
Wars is the Greatest
is-
Movie in the History of Ever.
It is the training manual for Pokemon.
Oh.
You-
It
why-
came with 3 eraser Pokeballs.
Okay, very
wow.
good, very good. I'm not sure why do you have that book?
I got it. Well, I love Pokemon, and I have one of the most powerful Pokemon.
Okay. All right.
Yard.
Okay, very nice.
Wow.
So, Will, Will, who do you have in your Final Four? You have your bracket there with you. Who is in your Final Four?
Pokemon, Home Alone, Star Wars, and Harry Potter.
Wow, the 16th seed.
All right, you still have a chance of getting 3 of those in. Okay.
Yeah, very much so.
If those made it in, who do you pick between Pokemon and Home Alone?
Home Alone.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Nice. Okay. And who do you anticipate going up against Home Alone in the finals, Harry Potter or Star Wars?
Star Wars, of course.
Okay. So you have Star Wars going all the way. All right.
Yep.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character, Will?
Luke Skywalker.
Okay. All right. Well, where is IG-88 on your list? Don't you know who IG-88 is, Will?
No.
Oh, well, how old are you, Will?
7, about to be 8.
Okay, wow. I guess I'm a bigger geek than the 8-year-old kid with the Star Wars and Pokemon books on his bed. Good job. So look in your Star Wars books there and find out who IG-88 is. Well, not right now. When we get off the phone, and just let us know. Okay. When you find out who he is, because IG-88 happens to be my favorite Star Wars character. Okay. Will, so you're wearing your Boulevard Kids shirt. You want to give a shout out to any of your Boulevard Kids friends while you're live on True North here? Well, I could have rethought that question, I guess. Hey, do this. Tell us, we love our children's ministry. We love our children's minister, Amy Sane. What is one of your favorite things about the children's ministry? What do you love about the children's ministry at North Boulevard?
Being able to do the puppet show.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Will, we may have you back on when all this is over, or we may even have you as a part of Name That Tune if we do that again. Would you like to play that?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Will, have a great. Is Joey there in the room with you? Does she want to Does she want to say hello?
Sure.
Oh.
I'll get her attention.
Oh, oh wow. He ran. She's probably looking for flour down at the store. Well, meanwhile, we'll talk to the animals there. Hey, Mr. Owl. Oh, there you. Okay, we're back. Here comes Joey Doddington. Hey, Joey, how are you? Good to see you.
Good.
All right, very good. So, who do you have, Joey? Who are you most excited about? Moved on to the Sweet 16. Did you even follow it?
Are you watching
I
True
don't have
North?
a bracket.
Okay. Well, who do you want to go all the way?
I think I want Toy Story.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Just because I like Toy Story.
I don't think he agrees with that. Hey, Doddingtons, thank you so much for participating. We're gonna cut the feed so you guys can wrestle that out there. And hey, Will, you might need IG-88's help. He can help you take care of this problem right now. Okay. All right. Hey, Doddingtons, thanks so much. See you guys. Bye, Will. Okay, there they go. All right. I just love all the children that we've gotten to meet. We really do have a great children's ministry.
We really do.
And it's fun to have them comment and log on. All right, we got to keep moving. We got to go. And so I got several text messages, Blake, from several kids, specifically Ben Jones. There's your shout out if you're watching. Also, Brooks and Tucker Bolden. They were like, dude, why did you cut Picks of the Week? Like that was one of our favorite parts. I think I've learned that True North is really settled in to our demographic. We're really reaching the 7 to 8 year old age group there. So, hey, so for you kids and anybody else out there, it is time now for the Picks of the Week. All right, here we go. We got a lot of them. It's a mega edition, so let's go really quickly. Our first, I'm excited about our first. It's our segment that I'm calling the Things you didn't know and were probably better off not knowing about the animal kingdom. All right, you're going to feel like you have to repeat every segment, right? Is that it?
Right.
Okay. So I did learn something. Michael Robertson's out there, and Michael, in one of our Zoom calls, I was part of a D group they were doing, and I said, what was your favorite animal? And everybody was giving their answers, and he said the Maine coon cat. Have you ever heard of a Maine coon cat, Blake?
Not until I was today years old.
I thought he meant Maine, M-A-I-N, but it's like the state of Maine. It's a real animal, and this is something you probably are better off not knowing about the animal kingdom. Here is the Maine coon cat. It is the largest domesticated house cat in the world, and that's what it looks like. A few more pictures of that cat right there.
Oh, my goodness.
Could you imagine coming home to this creature? That looks like Black Panther at your house. And then what? I don't even
These
know
are horrifying.
what that looks like. Look, it's like a bobcat. It's like a lynx.
I know.
In your house.
Goodness.
That's
Good
one right
night.
there. There's one, and then
That's the size of Samuel Waldron.
these are
These are huge.
of all the people in our youth group you could pick. You said that's the size of Samuel Waldron.
It's Eli. I saw Eli.
All right, so there they are, and that was the caption. This kangaroo-eating Maine coon cat may be the world's largest cat. Wait, what? As if a Maine coon cat, the kangaroo-eating Maine. I want to know more about that particular story, and then we move on. The only thing scarier is the actual Broadway show cats.
Or the movie.
Yeah, or the movie. If one of those was there, that'd be crazy. So, yeah, that's enough there. Okay, so now something I'm calling quarantine art. There we go. All right. A few pictures of the week here from quarantine art. We have, let's see, I'm having a few issues with my clicker a little bit. But, all right, we've got this one here. This is a guy that takes potholes in Chicago. And he fills them up with quarantine art mosaics. And, of course, we know this one is a roll of toilet paper. And then I like this one here, some hand sanitizer.
Wow, these are awesome.
He's just filling potholes with beautiful art. That's what we all should be doing right now.
Absolutely.
Just trying to make things better and just filling the potholes with something beautiful. This is a mom who turned her kids' dinner into fancy cuisine.
Oh, wow.
She wanted it to look really, her kids were complaining about the kids' food, so they just decided to make it look like something off the Food Network.
Well
I love that. Hey, real quarantine art, everybody. I got this from Liliana Huape from the City of Children, the child that we sponsor. She sent this particular letter here. I'll try to maybe post a picture of the letter. I don't read Spanish, so those of you that do, you're now knowing what that says. But basically, she says she misses our hugs and misses our group, and so she wanted to send that to us. And then I got a letter from my friend Fareed at the City of Children. He says he really misses our group and everybody's okay. He specifically mentions coronavirus, but in case you haven't noticed already, he drew a picture of coronavirus. There's two types of viruses attacking the City of Children. He's got a mask on, and I don't know if that's I'm not sure what he's holding. It may be a gun and a rope. I'm not sure, but he's trying to take down the coronavirus. So there's some corona art. It's time for the tweets of the week. Okay, here are the tweets of the week. We have this one here. Pretty sure this is the pilot car that we've all been following through 2020. There we go. Then we have the next one. A customer called asking if we were practicing social distancing with her sandwiches. I told her we are, but TBH, guys, I'm running out of space.
Well done.
So there you go. That's how you practice social distancing in the restaurant. Okay, and then looking forward to Hallmark's holiday offering, A Very COVID Christmas, when a big city lawyer and a country candle maker accidentally meet when they go to the wrong Zoom meeting. That's going to be so exciting. I like that one. Okay, let's move on. Several of you sent me this because you know it involves one of my favorite things. Finally understood what Zoom meetings remind me of. There you go. That's the Muppet Show, Blake. It's a Muppet Show.
Okay.
It's a show with Jim Henson's Muppets. Okay. 2020 every second. But wait, there's more. Because as you know by now, we now have to worry about the giant murder hornets.
Yes, it feels like we're living in the Old Testament nowadays.
Yeah. The murder hornet. I love the first comment. Somebody sees this comment, and here's their comment. Should I go buy more toilet paper? Probably, and flour. So there you go.
Hey, did you see the praying mantis eat one of those things?
Yeah, I did.
Prayer works.
That was crazy. It was crazy. Okay, all right. Man, my clicker. I love this sign here. And in the end, mankind used so much toilet paper, they wiped themselves out. That's there you go. Just some facts. When you're tired of hearing about coronavirus, maybe you could try this. I think a lot of us, when we watch the news, this is what we want. Let's move on to a segment that we're calling, it's called DIY PPE. So personal protective equipment.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Some people can't easily find masks, and they got to provide their own. So, Blake, these are people that have provided their own. This guy there has got his scuba mask on. All right, he gets better. Yep, there we go.
Oh, my.
Yep, she's not getting sick. I don't know what's happening there, but yep. Look at the laundry basket. That's really great. It's like one big huge Clorox wipe there.
Is that that's not, no, it's
it
not.
It looks like an onion, I guess. And then I'm not, I don't know. I don't know what this guy's point is. Hey, there we go.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. And then we have the next person here. It's a coffee filter. There we go. Yeah. Jeff McClain, if you're watching, this may be Jeff, I don't know. It is a coffee filter. There you go. That's how that works. Okay. Oh my. There you go.
Poor dog.
Yeah, that poor dog. And
oh my goodness.
She's safe. That woman is safe.
Okay.
Good night.
I should wear that next week.
Okay, all right. Yeah, Eli got it. And there you go. There's a unicorn, okay, in the aisle. I love this one. He just put the lid of a pot into his hoodie. There we go. But I think the winner has got to be this one right here.
Oh.
Yeah, that was well played. Well played. That one's nice. Okay. And we just lost my PowerPoint. I don't know what happened there. So we'll try to get that back up and working. We do have a few more of those. And sorry about that, Mike. And so we'll try to get that fixed. That's what happens when you're on a live broadcast. Just go, get rid of the duplicated presentation, and we'll just open up the other one. I have faith that we'll get that up and running here in just a moment. Because we've got a couple more things happening there. Let me see.
I mean, it's just like 2020. But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
There is more after
I just
this.
need to get maybe my computer has a virus.
I hope not.
Yeah. I can come over there if I need to, Mike, and we can. Okay. He says he's got it, and very good. We're up and running. Let's hope when I click again, it doesn't happen again. All right. Oh, well, that's ironic. That's ironic. The epic fail of the week is this lady here. She had a student that was on a Zoom call and wanted to try and kept saying, I'm having trouble with I got to drop out of class. I'm having trouble with my internet. And so he changed his name to Reconnecting, but spelled reconnecting wrong. And so the teacher was like, I called you out on that. And so there we go.
Oh, man.
All right. Hey, it's time for one of my favorite segments, Sensational Siblings. Okay. Speaking of sensational siblings, we got to move very quickly here. One of my favorites, and my clicker has the coronavirus. This is my brother and I.
Oh, wow.
And that's my brother Paul. We were much younger then, of course. And that's Superman, and I was Superman's mummy. So there you are. My brother and I decided to recreate this for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. And so there we are, much older, and we recreated that picture. So I'm sure my brother loves that going out live.
Thank you,
so
Paul.
I'll move on to the next one. This is a picture. My mom wanted a picture years ago at Sears, and so we said we'd take it on one condition. And so I wanted to get my favorite Muppet animal in the picture. And Mom, we're going to try to recreate that picture for you at some point in the future if I can just find my toupee that I had when I was 7. We'll have to work on that.
It looks like a Lost episode.
and my brother's going to have to find his tank top. All right. Hey, our super siblings, sensational siblings, this is Austin and Ashley Davis. There they are. And what a great Christmas picture. I want Austin and Ashley to recreate this picture. Or they can recreate this one here. They've got this picture right here, which I'll get to it in just a minute. There we go. That's nice. Well done. Good execution there.
Very good execution.
Okay, and let's see. Oh, my computer does not like the clicker here. Mike, you're going to have to advance that for me, and we'll keep trying. I like this one. This is Jack and Ella Grace Palmer. There they are on Splash Mountain, and those are some sensational siblings. Hey, you may remember they won the contest.
They did last week.
To name that tune, and we discovered why they won the contest.
Oh, really?
To name that tune, yeah, because they're like a duet. They've been a singing duet. Matter of fact, we've got a video here, guys. Let's roll that video.
Way.
This is awesome. Their mom sent us this video. Carrie, thanks. Let's watch this. All right, very good. Hey, that was awesome. They are
That was
truly,
fantastic.
truly sensational siblings. Okay, so if you've got a sensational sibling picture, you want to text that to me, email that to me. We'd love for you to do that, and we'll show. Oh wait, breaking news! This is breaking news, everybody.
I'm getting an update from my imaginary earpiece.
Yeah, and the breaking news. Did David Rubio write this song? This breaking news medley?
It just keeps going.
All right. Hey, our breaking news. We take you now to some breaking news with Decision 2020.
Oh.
All right. So some of you know that today there was an election. One of our own, Garrison Brothers, was running for student body president at Central Magnet. And we found out that he won, and I tweeted out that if our folks would vote for him, if he won, I would show an embarrassing passport picture of our own Garrison Brothers. So Garrison, first of all, congratulations, but I'm a man of my word, and so to fulfill that, here is our passport picture of Garrison Brothers. There he is.
Oh, wow.
Nice job, Garrison. You've aged well.
Bring the haircut back.
There we go.
Chili bowl cut.
Yeah, we want you to recreate that picture, Garrison. Okay. Oh, a new segment called A Very Disney Quarantine. Okay, here we are. This is one, me holding my cat in front of the webcam and everyone else in the Zoom conference. I like that.
Oh, wow.
Until the last tissue falls. That's Beauty and the Beast. And then, of course, this one, no one cleans like Gaston, quarantines like Gaston, no one stops spreading COVID-19 like Gaston. I won't sing anymore. But that was that's all the singing you're going to get out of me. And then one more. I like this one. There they are.
Social.
Yeah, social distancing. Okay. Oh, I love this.
Wow. This is
segment,
exciting.
We've been really excited about this. A new segment called Baby Ben Todd. Some of you know Ben Todd is in our youth group. And so we're going to start a weekly picture. Paula, we're going to need your help. Somebody else sent us this one, but we may need you to get on the job and send us this. Here's your first picture of baby Ben Todd. There we go.
Oh, wow.
Wow. He's adorable. And he smiles about that much right now. Okay, so there you go. That's our first entry in Baby Ben Todd. Okay, our next segment, the shout-outs of the week. Okay. Well, we made up for not having a lot of pictures of the week last week by a double portion this week. Here's our shout-outs. First of all, the NBYG. We didn't get to do this last week. We wanted to. We were running short on time, so we're doing it again tonight. But Blake and I want to say thank you. Blake, you want to tell everybody what happened a couple weeks ago on Friday?
So I was supposed to have my first financial meeting ever at North Boulevard. I was a little intimidated and texted Skid. So Skid was going to join me in that meeting. And they bring us back to the filling station. And lo and behold, everyone had planned a surprise parade for us.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
It was a rainy day. A lot of you came out, and it was such a great blessing. I saw these cars when we walked up from the church to the filling station. I honestly thought that Michelle Alexander had all the Sunshine School parents come by to pick up assignments. I was like, wow, man, Michelle, she's really taking Sunshine School seriously. And so there are some of the pictures from that parade. We don't have time to show all of them, but several of you came by and got some happy face pics, and we had lots of dogs. There were lots of friends and lots of goodies. There were some signs that some of you made with candy from our movie bracket challenge that was awesome. It was such a great blessing, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. And just thank you so much for those that were involved in getting it together and those that came out to see us. It wasn't something – we didn't know we needed it, but boy, did we ever need it.
It came on a very, very it came on a rough day for me. That morning, I was having a rough morning. I'd had a rough week. I had no idea this was coming. Sam and Nancy drove by, and so there they are. Several folks brought by. Will McKissick drove by, and he was really thrilled to be there.
Yeah, he said it was. He said
I liked it.
I liked it.
And so another one of our shout outs is to Mike Jones, because some of you brought treats and candy and things like that. Some of you brought some Little Debbie's. Mike was like, "What's that?" And I said, "Mike, it's a Little Debbie Swiss roll." And Mike had never had a Little Debbie Swiss roll. And there's a picture of Mike eating his first ever Little Debbie Swiss roll thanks to somebody in the NBYG.
And all he said was the same thing. I liked it.
Yeah, it was great. So that's that. And then, wow, The clicker is not liking me at all tonight. Mike, if you'll just advance to the next one there. Carrie Palmer, she stopped by and she said, I was feeling so bad that everybody was bringing stuff and we didn't have any snacks. And she gave you a Rice Krispie treat she dug out from under the seat. And then she gave me, Mike, just take care of it. She gave me this. This is what she brought for me, a pack of crackers left over from a restaurant they found in the back floorboard of the car, which I will treasure always, Carrie. So thank you very much. Okay, Mike, you may have to take over the clicker because I'm not exactly sure what's happened. So hopefully you'll be able to advance. I'll just kind of give you one of those. Our happy face of the week. This is actually a couple of weeks ago, but the happy face of the week, we're really excited because it was our own Madison Walker, who you'll see here. Madison was baptized at the West Campus. It was outside in that feeding trough that's up there in that truck. And I told her, I said, Madison, I know it's kind of crazy to be, buried in a feeding trough, but you're in good company. You're not the only person of influence in Christianity to ever be born in a feeding trough. And so there we go. So Madison, a big shout out to Madison. And finally, we've got one more here. This one, let this be a reminder to all of us to do what we can to make things better this week. I just love this image that somebody caught on camera, and he notices there's a problem. There we go. There you go.
Oh, that was very nice of you.
Yeah, nice work. Okay, so there we go. Those are your pictures of the week, everybody. Okay, so we wanted to extend the pictures of the week because several of the students were upset that we didn't have pictures of the week last week. And Blake's everything okay?
Yeah.
We're live right now. So as we get ready to move on from pictures.
It's been a crazy time, and I know we're in the middle of this.
I'm talking about the reason we're talking about pictures of the week is because everybody needed a pick-me-up because things right now, we had to cancel some of our camps. We had to cancel some of our mission trips, and people are feeling pretty down. I'm trying to say something serious here, and like you're ignoring me completely.
Listen, I need to make sure I'm not seeing things.
Yeah, what?
Is that a bear on a bicycle?
Well, I think it is. My goodness. It's a bear on a bicycle.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's going to make everybody feel better.
Oh, wow. That is awesome.
We actually have a bear on a bicycle.
Holy cow.
Oh, that is so amazing.
Wow.
Okay. That's going to make everybody feel better. How can you not feel
That is
better
a morale boost.
when you see a bear on a bicycle?
That is.
Oh, sing along at home, everybody. Bear on a bicycle, bear on a bicycle, bear plus bicycle equals bear on a bicycle. He's a bear on a bicycle, bear on a bicycle. Well, that's not going to mean a whole lot to anybody watching at home that has not been to Impact, but basically the bear on a bicycle shows up when things are at their worst, and it cheers everybody up. And that was a great, well, he's still here, and he's got something for us. I don't know what that is. This is something new. Oh, what do we have here? Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So everybody, if you're watching at home, this is the Epic Switch from our kids camp, and essentially, whenever this Epic Switch gets flipped, then something more epic happens than what just happened. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that anything can get any better than that.
It can't get better than a bear on a bicycle. So I think it was a mistake to bring this out because it can't get better than that. But maybe are you guys saying we should flip it?
Mike, is it okay to flip it?
Okay, they're saying we should flip the Epic Switch, and apparently things are supposed to get even better. All right, let's try it. Here we go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's unbelievable. Check it out.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Look who it is.
This is a good
right
day.
Here in the filling station, it's Joffrey. This is unbelievable.
Good to see you again, Joffrey.
I cannot believe Joffrey. Oh, so Joffrey, okay, Joffrey goes with us on our mission trips to Mexico. Joffrey's been with us at camp and has been with us. So wait, Joffrey's got suitcases. Joffrey, why do you have suitcases? And and a mask. I'm glad he got a mask. Oh, wow, okay. Joffrey, are you serious? Okay, but tell me one more time. I don't believe. Oh, are you kidding? Blake, can you believe this?
No, I don't know what he said because he only told it to you.
Okay, real quickly, tell Blake. Hurry, tell Blake. Yeah. Can you believe
Seriously?
it?
No way.
Yes, okay.
No way.
Hey, everybody, we got even better news, and this is actually true. After we had to make some bad news decisions and announcements about some of our summer events last week, I felt like we needed a pick-me-up. So I got in my car. This is totally true. I got in my car, and I drove about 45 minutes, and I went to where we normally rent Joffrey. That place might be going out of business, and I found that out. I went up there, and I made him an offer, and I'm not kidding everybody. We no longer have to rent Joffrey because from this moment forward, Joffrey is a permanent member of the NBYG. There we go. Yes! So Joffrey now is going to live with us forever, everybody. He's going to be here. Go anywhere we want to go.
On CCB. He's
That's
a member
right.
of North
Yeah.
Boulevard.
We got to put him on CCB.
Yep.
We're going to have to get him an office or a cubicle.
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right. Thanks so much, Joffrey. We look forward to, here you go. We look forward to seeing Joffrey. He's got a permanent home in the NBYG. If that's not a morale boost, I don't know what one is. All right. Yeah, you can take that with you there. Okay. Wow. The night just keeps getting better, and I think we really do have to move on. And I'm not even sure what exactly is next. There we go. It's our pray day. We have students praying for us throughout every day of this year. And these are the folks that prayed for us last week. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, and who's coming up next?
And these are the people that are coming up next week. Thank you so much for doing this. We are mailing out cards to you if you've done your pray day, and so mail those back so that we're able to put them in the filling station and know what you've been praying for. And then also, we've been doing our 10-10 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the NBYG. If you want to make one of those, send that to me at bbogs@nblvd.org or my phone number, which I'm not going to say over a live broadcast.
Good. That's wise.
And just send me that and get me that so that we can share your encouragement with the rest of the group.
We need a few more of those to come in so we can send those out. So thanks a whole lot. Okay. All right, Blake, it's been a fun night.
It really has.
It's been good. And we're about to transition now, and I'm really, really excited. Those of you that have been tuning in, we're here now to get ready to meet our special guest. Let me just tell you just a little bit about them first. We've talked this idea that discipleship is our everyday yes to following Jesus. That's the definition of discipleship that we have been working for, our everyday yes. I reached out to one of my friends who is a great disciple maker, and I know has been a character coach for high school football players for a long time. And I know that one of his messages to students and to student athletes is what Jesus said in the 9th chapter of Luke. Whoever wants to be my disciple must take up their cross daily and follow me. I want to go, let me see if I've got the pictures next. I think they're the pictures of him. Let's see. I'm going to go one more. There we go. This is my friend David Fraze. Some of you know David. We're about to meet him in just a second. And David and I have spoken together at Winterfest and at Impact and at some other places. David actually came and did a retreat here several years ago, about 7 years ago. So some of the oldest of our students might have been on that retreat. And I called David and he said, hey, I've kind of been seeing what you've been doing with True North Live. And I said, do you know anybody that might be able to join us? And he said, well, I've actually got some folks that your students might enjoy hearing from. We have some Oklahoma Sooner fans in our ministry, and the Stevens, the Bowens, others, you all know who you are. There's some other folks that are tuning in from Memphis, I know, that are big Sooner fans. And he's brought with him the starting linebacker for the Oklahoma Sooners. Let's welcome both of them, David Fraze and number 23 himself, Deshaun White. Here they are, everybody. We're going to play the fight song there. Here comes the fight song. There we go. All right. Can you guys hear it? All right. Okay, there we go. Hey, David, Deshaun, can you guys hear me okay? All right, very good. Hey, thanks so much for being with us. I've been looking forward to this. Now, David, you and I know each other. Deshaun, we've actually not met. We've not even spoken. The first time I'm meeting you is right here in this Zoom call, and I know you can't see me, but what a pleasure. Thanks so much, Deshaun, for being with us tonight.
No problem. I'm excited.
Oh, we're really excited to have you guys here. David, I want to talk to you first because I love the way that you got to know Deshaun, and talk about your relationship for just a second.
Well, I met Deshaun when he was in 8th grade, when he was at one of our middle schools about to feed into Richland, and got to know him and his friends there. They were a very special group. And then when they came up to our high school program, we spent 4 years together. You get to know people really well when you spend as much time as we do in football. And we have spent all kinds of time together on the field, off the field. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I say this to him all the time, I love Deshaun because of who he is. It's just kind of cool that he plays football too. But he knows where we stand.
You tweeted out, you said, hey, join True North because this guy is the real deal on and off the field. And Deshaun, I'll tell you this, I don't know you, we've never met, but because of somebody that I trust like David says, this is a guy of great character, then that's all I need to know because I know David. And I love the fact that he started working with you, Deshaun, when you were in high school at North Richland Hills, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things does a character coach do for a high school student athlete?
We always had different little messages from him. I can just remember all the time coming in on just a random day. Coach Cates would have him come in and he'd talk to us all. And just everything that he had to say, I know, especially at that time in my life, it was just, it was always something so sort of like heavy and pivotal, So he always hit the nose. He always hit it right where, right where he needs to hear it seemed like. And, I've just grown to love this guy over the last few years.
Well, Deshaun, I've got some really serious questions to ask that some of our students have sent in, and I've got some fun ones as well. But one of the things I like to do with our guests sometimes when we have folks here live before the quarantine, we'd have guests in, we do a lightning round. And the lightning round is just a rapid fire, some questions just to get to know both of you guys better. So just humor us for just a second. And so here we go. So David, I'll go to you first. And Deshaun, both of you answer these questions. Your go-to Saturday morning breakfast cereal, David, what is it?
Oh, Honey Nut Cheerios.
Okay, Deshaun, what about you?
Captain Crunch.
All right, very nice. Good choice. Your favorite old school video game, David? Old school might be different for David and Deshaun. I realize that. But old school video game, Dave.
I hate you so much. Asteroids.
Oh, nice. Okay, Deshaun?
NCAA.
Okay, very nice. Your favorite Avenger, the Avenger you'd want to hang out with and talk to for a day. David, who is it?
Oh, Captain America.
All right. Okay. Deshaun?
Thor.
Okay. All right. Very nice. The Sesame Street Muppet that you are probably the most like?
Big Bird.
Okay. Deshaun?
Elmo.
Okay. All right. Very nice. What is your go-to Little Debbie snack cake? Do you guys have Little Debbie's in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. Your go-to Little Debbie snack cake?
Oatmeal cream pie every day.
All right. Okay. Deshaun?
I'm more of a honey bun guy.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Fair enough. Favorite sports movie? David?
No, I got a lot of them. I got to say, Remember the Titans. I cry every time.
Okay. Deshaun?
I was going to say the same thing.
Okay. All right. Very nice. That just lets some of our folks kind of know a little bit about where you guys are coming from. I just enjoy doing a lightning round. But I do want to move on now, Deshaun, and talk a little bit about you. So you're on a national platform. We're going to, Lord willing, turn on TVs in Saturday in the fall and be able to see some games, and we hope that they are played. And we'll be able to watch you. And I know a lot of folks will be watching now, and especially watching some of your games and saying, hey, we know that guy. Just talk a little bit about at what age did you begin playing football, Deshaun?
Oh, man. I started playing football probably back 6 years old. I remember I played in a league that was like 6 through 10-year-olds. So
Yep.
There was a lot of different talent and sizes out there, but I remember just having the time of my life for that Sharks team. I always think about just how my mom was always there supporting me. I think that was one of the coolest parts about it.
What college athlete did you watch growing up? What college player did you really idolize and say, man, I like to watch them play?
I don't think I ever had like a college player until maybe high school.
Okay.
So I would say Roquan Smith definitely was a guy that had popped off the screen to me, but I know my whole life I've always been a Sean Taylor guy.
Okay.
He's just so natural. He's really good. So.
Yeah. So at what age did you realize when you're in high school, was there a moment where you thought, okay, I'm going to play in college. I want to play in college. Colleges start recruiting you. Let me ask David this question. David, when you're watching him play as a high school student, when did you realize, oh man, this is a D1 guy?
Well, I still remember the plagues. We talk about it. We had this linebacker core for 2 years. We called it the two-headed monster. And it was him and Larry Nixon. And it was our first game of his junior year. we thought we had a pretty good team, and we were playing Centennial out of Dallas. And let me just say, Deshaun made this guy forget that it was Friday. I mean, he blew him up, and it was so fast. That was one time, but later on that season, Deshaun was chasing down a running back from the back, and I'm standing next to his strength and conditioning coach. This guy, that's the other side of the two-headed monster. That's Larry.
Oh, nice.
But this guy right here, I'm standing next to him, and Deshaun is in full sprint, and he slowly picks up his hand without missing a stride and slaps the ball. And I'm sitting next to him, and I'm like, this guy's a different planet. And literally pretty soon we started getting, big time coaches. Gundy started showing up. Bo showed up. Everybody showed up and wanted Deshaun. And it was a pretty special time.
Deshaun, so when you made the decision to be a Sooner, what's that like when you commit to a school and you decide that's where I'm going to go? Can you just give us a sentence or two of what made you say Oklahoma's a place I want to play?
It wasn't easy for me, believe it or not. It was actually a very long process. I was committed to Texas A&M for a while, believe it or not. I was sort of riding that wave, and although I was committed to them, there was just something that just didn't feel right in my heart, So I sat on it for a few months, and then eventually decided to commit to OU because I just felt so comfortable with the coaches and the people here, and just the culture of people that consistently come through here. You're
going into your junior year, is that correct? And you started all 14 games last season, is that right? And played in all the games. And I saw some of your stats. I watched some highlights online, and I'm like, man, I don't want to make this guy mad ever. And David said, oh man, he's a warrior on the field. You get him off the field. He said he's got this heart of gold. Deshaun, I know that the number one thing that most of our students, several sent in questions, and here is one. Well, first of all, let me get to a couple of the questions that maybe are more fun that people asked. They said, do you have a crazy pregame ritual that you can share with us? What is something that happens before every game? What do?
I don't know if I have a pregame ritual, more like a pregame snack.
Okay, all right. So somebody else asked, Jake actually asked, what was your pregame meal? So meal or snack, what is it?
Starburst. Always got some Starburst, man.
Okay, what flavor?
Just any flavor out of the pack.
Like you eat a whole thing of Starburst before you go and play? Wow.
Just about, yeah.
Okay.
I might eat a few at that time.
Okay, very good. So one of our kids, Tucker Stevens, little Tucker, is I'm sure he's watching because he could not believe we were doing this. So first of all, Deshaun, I think he'd love it if you just gave Tucker a shout out. You want to say hi to Tucker for us?
Man, Tucker, what's up, man? How's it going?
All right, you just made his day. And here are some of the questions that he asked. One, he said, what has been your favorite memory so far as a Sooner? What's been your favorite memory?
Man, I will go back to the Baylor game in the Big 12 championship. We won that thing on the last play, interception. But I know that the few plays leading up to that were definitely what sold it to me. So I know the third play before the last play of the game, I was talking a little trash. I think the quarterback had dropped. He looked at the out, and I was there. So if he had thrown it, I would have picked it, but he didn't throw it. He took a sack. And so after that play, I'm standing right there next to their sideline. I'm talking trash. Don't throw the out this. Don't throw the out that. And so the next play, our outside linebacker, who's my roommate here, he actually dropped the pick, and it wasn't on the out or anything. But the play after that, they ran him out, and he picked it off. And I can just remember, after that happened, he took off running because I know his adrenaline was going crazy. And I just remember kind of standing there looking at the Baylor coaches and players for a second, I told you so. And then
there you go.
After that celebration and the feeling of that and just coming back 28-3, that was incredible.
Yeah, I watched that entire game. It was a great game. What somebody asked, what is your favorite piece of swag that you've gotten from a bowl game? What's something cool you've got that you're like, oh, man, this is awesome? Sound like a thing of Starburst would have really been thrilling for you. But what is something that you got that you loved?
I know we got some Jordan 1s that I love. They're at home right now, which I was a little mad about, but that's probably one of my favorite shoes right now.
Okay. All right. Very good. So Tucker wants to know, what is it like to play in the Red River rivalry? What's that like?
Man, the only way I can describe this is I always think about when I was a recruit and I went to the game. So it was me and a buddy of mine, and I just remember like being there, and I had been to a few games before, but the atmosphere was totally different. I mean, I'm sitting on like the 45-yard line, and maybe 10 feet away are a bunch of guys in orange shirts. I mean, after the game, they're about to fight. There's all sorts of stuff going on. They're going back and forth, yapping back and forth, but that game is just so much different. I know that during the season we try not to put too much weight on certain games, but that game certainly feels different.
Okay. So I want to spend most of our time here talking about the things that I know a lot of our parents and students, they watch you guys play every Saturday. They're going to see a lot of you play. Hopefully we'll get to see you play one day on Sundays as well. And they think you've got this awesome platform and you got a lot of eyes on you. A lot of people want to be around you on campus. One of our dads wrote this in. I know that friends are constantly trying to get you to do things that may go against your beliefs. How do you stay a strong Christian while wanting to be accepted and hang out with maybe some friends that might not be in your best interest? How do you hang on to your faith in a setting like that?
I think the most important things is just knowing that you are who you surround yourself with. So, I mean, I've had the same group of best friends for years now. I mean, they're here downstairs right now, my same friends from high school. So, like, just with that group of friends, like I remember in high school, we started the FCA thing together. And then my junior and senior year, we started doing Bible study in the morning together, and just always having those guys here to build myself with. And we just all like, we kind of get competitive with it in a way, but I think that that's the best. This is probably the best area in life that you can be competitive with.
Yeah, that's awesome. To those in our youth group watching, no, I did not tell him to say that. Our big phrase in our youth group, Deshaun, is you are who you hang around. And so it's really cool to hear somebody a lot cooler than me say that, and maybe they'll kind of take that to heart. So we talk about in our youth group that everybody needs a Paul, a Barnabas, and a Timothy. In Scripture, a Paul is somebody who's older and wiser. A Barnabas is somebody who is spiritually, is your age, but spiritually encourages you. And a Timothy is somebody that's younger than you. Now, I did not prep you for this question, so I don't want to throw you off. But just real quickly, who spiritually in your life right now, who is a Paul that you look up to? Obviously, I know David is one of those types of figures. Who's somebody else that might be a Paul in your life?
I think I have a lot.
Okay, awesome.
I have a lot of Pauls. I know I can think of just like every single last one of my high school coaches I would consider to be in that role. Every single one of my coaches now I would consider to be in that role. I think it's just, especially in my situation, growing up without a father always present, I think that just sort of finding other strong men to really learn off of was really important for me. So
that's amazing.
I would say
So now you're Barnabas, somebody that is your age, one of your teammates. Now it's you have spiritual influences that are older. Do you mind giving us a name of somebody on your team that you're like, you know what, when I'm tempted to go this way or to give up or just to kind of let my faith kind of slide, who is it that says, no, we're on a spiritual journey together? Who is that for you?
Caleb Kelly, that is my big brother, man. As soon as I got on campus, I was sort of just finding my way, trying to find, how could I really get into the same sort of schedule and just maintain the same good habits that I had from high school. And he took me under his arm and threw me as deep in the fire as possible. I mean, I got in here and started speaking probably my first month here. And just since then, just following his lead on a lot of things. And then I expect that once he leaves this year for FCA, I think I'm the expected next leader. So we'll see.
That's amazing. So you're Timothy, who is somebody younger that you feel like, and if you don't feel comfortable sharing a name or just give us a first name or something, is there somebody younger that you're like, okay, this person's trying to live out the Christian life. They're trying to be a Jesus person in this rough new environment, and I'm going to make sure they succeed. Who's somebody younger than you that you're influencing?
I would say I have two little cousins right now, both boys.
Okay.
That are going through a rough time. They've got a lot of stuff going on. I think I talked to Coach Fraser about this a little bit, and I'm just always trying to be an advocate to them, just remind them, where in their life that they can, where they need to be putting their time into. Like, really right now for them, the biggest thing is just knowing what is wrong and what is good, So just trying to be in their ear a little bit, along with the help of my mom. And yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, Deshaun. So when you were growing up in high school, who are some people that influenced you spiritually as a high school student? That was it family members? I know obviously people like David, but who was it that really kind of poured some spiritual truths into you at that age?
Yeah. Definitely David. I would also say one of my best buddies' dads, Mr. Trent. He was the one who led he led everything. Now I think about it. FCA was at his house every Monday, and then every Monday or every Tuesday morning he would come and we would do our Bible study. Just having him and just how willing he was to open up his really big house and his very nice family to a group of guys that were just trying to know God. I think that was, I know for a fact God sent him directly to us. So
That's amazing. That's great. Deshaun, these are fabulous answers. Thank you so much. Little Tucker wanted to know, why did you choose the number 23?
Man, growing up, Jordan's always been my favorite player, and I wanted to be as dominant. I want to be as dominant in football as he was in basketball. So I've obviously got a little way to go, but I'm very committed to that.
Okay, that was my guess, is that's why you picked that number, but that's awesome. What's one piece of advice that you have received that you would pass on to other teenagers? Maybe a piece of spiritual advice that you were given that you're in the living rooms of a lot of students. Hundreds, if not more, of our students and other people watching. What's something you'd like to say to high school, whether it's an athlete, guys, girls, juniors, seniors, middle school kids? What's something you'd say to them?
I would say that most of the time your peers around you don't really decide what is cool and what isn't, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I know being a teenager, there's there's so many ways to go wrong. There's so many ways to take the wrong left. And I think that just knowing that you don't always have to listen to what your friends say, or, you don't always have to do what your friends are doing. You can always be your own person. I think that would have been very pivotal for me to hear at that time.
My co-youth minister, Blake, wanted to know, who is the best quarterback that you've played against?
Oh, that's, man, I might get in trouble for this, but I really liked Kyler. I did. He was electric.
Yeah. Okay. So I told you in our email back and forth that, full disclosure, I'm an Alabama guy. My grandfather played on the first two national championships at Alabama in 1925 and 26. And so I couldn't get off this call without asking about my man Jalen Hurts. I just have a lot of respect for Jalen, who he is. So what can you tell me? Give me a good Jalen story.
He's a good Jalen story. Okay, so his first day on campus, first day of workouts, he got there a little later in the day, and offense had worked out in the morning. We had defense had worked out in the evening, so he came to the defensive workout, and we had all crushed it. We had a great day, but at the end of the workout, it was just so different to have someone on his first day there bring us all up together as if it was already his team, which he took it over, so it was his team. But to bring us all up and sort of set the record straight, like I've been to this many national championships. I've only won this many. That is our exact goal this year. We got to bust our tails to get there, and obviously we came up short. But just having that sort of, I don't know. I just think that was amazing. Like the way he came in, day one, and just took it over. Immediately he knew that he was the leader that we needed, and he just owned that, better than anyone.
That's great. Hey, David, a question for you. As you've watched Deshaun now in his college career, you've poured into him. There's a verse that is above the stage in our filling station that our teens see every week. They see it from 2 Timothy 2 in verse 2. What you've heard us say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable men who will in turn be qualified to teach others. So, David, you've done that for Deshaun. You poured that into him. He's a reliable man by your own testimony, and now he is now passing it on to others. What are some ways you've seen him do for others what you tried to do in his life?
Well, I think one of the most important things that I appreciate is the way that he's a friend to others. we've had so many conversations, and I know Deshaun will remember this, and he's still on my prayer list. I ask him all the time, what do you need on your prayer list? He understands he's on a platform, and the coaches that have been involved in his life, Mr. Trent, I don't know how many times that Mr. Trent and I have prayed for this group of guys. He lives that out. I mean, he cares about his friends and that accountability, and his friends are people. And man, you just got to hear this, teenagers. He's a starting linebacker for a power team, and not all of his friends play football. Not all of his friends have the stage, and the Deshaun you see right now is the Deshaun you see when his friends come around. And so that authenticity means so much to me, because he knows I don't care if it's a big game or a small game. If I tweet him or I say something, hey, text him, hey, good job, I will usually follow up that I love you because you're Deshaun and not because you play football. And I know as coaches, they'll say the same thing. I know the coaches at OU will tell you the same thing. And that's kind of the secret sauce of being a high performer, but also being able to use that platform for your faith, is because, when you, and Deshaun's going to start shaking his head, he's heard this, that if you know God loves you and you know your family loves you and you know your friends love you and your team loves you, that frees you up to go and risk greatly and even fail, because it doesn't matter. When your identity is set on God and your identity is set on those who love you, your actions take care of themselves. Never once do you ever have to think that Deshaun will not give everything he can on that field, because that's who he is as a believer. And the same thing is true of his faith. He doesn't lead by his feelings. And so when you look at Deshaun, he's the greatest smack talker in the world. I mean, if there could be a Christian smack talker, it's pretty awesome. He carries himself big on the field and he backs it up. But at the end of the game, he can flip that switch and go on to something else. And he is. I mean, he's had some great mentors around him, and he's that for other people. And that's why his friends from high school still hang around. Y'all know that's odd, because sometimes when you leave to go to college, your high school friends are no more, but they want to be around Deshaun. And it's not just because he plays for OU. It's because what you see is what you get. And Deshaun, we prayed forever that God would give you a platform that you would share his glory. And my word, I pinch myself every once in a while just thinking how great the platform God's given you. And I'm very proud of you.
David, you set up my next question perfectly. Deshaun, I wanted to ask you about an article that several of our Oklahoma fans said, hey, have you seen this? And it was one of the first things I saw. And with your permission, I just want to share this. And I think you know the story I'm talking about. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about this real quick?
No, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to show a picture in just a second, Mike. If you want to just find the picture of the Instagram post. There was a young lady, her name was Shauna White, and she had a son that she had named Deshaun Dakota White. He was born prematurely in July of 1999 and died just 2 hours after his birth. She then, she has other children that are healthy now, and they all play football. And she always wondered in the back of her mind, would my son Deshaun White ever have played football? And then she finds out, as an Oklahoma fan, they say, hey, did you realize that Oklahoma has signed a guy, his name is Deshaun White. So she said, I'm watching the games. She reaches out to you in an Instagram post, and I think I've got a picture of that, Mike. Here's what it says. She writes this. She says, so there's a guy who plays for Oklahoma. His name is Deshaun White, same name as my angel baby boy. I reached out to him and said he had the same name as my son who didn't make it. And I've always wondered if he would have played football and be a big star. And now I get excited when I see his name being announced on TV. Well, you saw this Instagram post, Deshaun. You responded, and tell us what you decided to do.
Basically what I did that game is I usually always write something on my face.
Right.
And so I had wrote Dakota, which was the middle name, and I put it on one side, and I put a heart on the other side. And really just something that I I didn't actually know everyone would find out. I really just wanted them, like the mom, to see and that family to see. But she had ended up posting it and stuff like that, and so it had blew up. But really, just a real feel good moment, that God would put me in that position to affect someone and affect a group of people like that. I'm speechless still.
And she said it might have been a small thing to him, she says, but it was a huge thing for her when she saw that. She said it meant everything because he didn't have to do it. He didn't have to go out of his way to do that. And even though it was something small, it means a lot to us. Deshaun, when I saw that story, I was so moved because I often say with our students that this is kind of like that. Jesus always took one thing that people didn't understand and used it to illustrate something they did. When I read that article, Deshaun, what I saw is here is someone who lost at that time their only child, and somebody else says, I'm going to take that image and I'm going to bear their image and I'm going to live it out on the field of competition. And that's what we do as Christians. I mean, we're wearing the name of Jesus on us. And like Shauna White, she's watching, God is watching us. She's watching you bear the name of her son and living it out. You share his name. And as Christians, that's what we do. And I saw this article and I thought, this is like the greatest, it's like the greatest sermon ever. I mean, he's put flesh on one of the greatest points of Scripture that we are to bear the image of Jesus in this world so that everybody will take notice and say, who is that? And you say, well, I bear his name. This is the name of somebody that I bear. Just such a cool story. And thanks for letting us kind of spend some time talking about that. Did you stay in touch with her any after that? Did anything else come after that?
Oh, yeah. We talked a few times. One of the conversations I probably shouldn't say, but we talked a few times. They've got a great family. I've talked to her two sons, and like I said, they just have a great family.
Deshaun, that story to me says pretty much everything that I or any of us would need to know about you. And again, I think you would say this too, all the great answers that we've heard from you, well, they're because of people like David and others that have poured into you. And then you have to realize that there's somebody out there that David's not going to get to pour into because he's not going to be on the field with you or in the locker room with you or know your cousins like you do. He may meet them, but now it's your turn to pour into somebody else. I've only got time for a couple more questions, Deshaun, and so here's one of them. Two of our students, Spencer and Michael, big Oklahoma fans. I know they'd also appreciate a shout out. If you want to say hi to Spencer and Michael, go ahead.
Spencer and Mike, what is going on? Boomer Sooner, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
So here's the question. You don't have to answer it. I'm just going to ask the question because this is classic Spencer, but you don't have to answer it. He says this. He says, which team has the most annoying fan base? And part two, how did Texas come to mind so quickly? I'm not going to make you answer that, but I just like the way he asked the question. But here's what he says. He does say this. Okay, Deshaun, after Oklahoma wins the national championship this next season, how do you plan to celebrate?
Oh, I can't even. I'd be speechless, but that's the thing. I know and I feel that we will get there. So I guess I'll just plan on being speechless for a little bit.
All the starburst you can possibly imagine. Yeah. Hey, if you are, after this next season, would you possibly consider coming back on and just kind of giving us a recap of the season? We'll have you come back on and join us, you and Dave. Yeah. Hey, so Deshaun, one last, is there a verse or a passage of Scripture or a story even that has been really meaningful, that has guided you, that's kind of like your life verse that you can share with us as we get ready to close out tonight?
Yeah, my verse is Proverbs 28:1. It's if the wicked pursue, it's all right. The wicked no one pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion.
Oh wow!
That is my only tattoo right here. It's just, it's a verse of perseverance, and I feel like just the way my life has been, and I feel like I've been a perseverer. I think me and my mom have persevered a lot of stuff, and I think that is one of the biggest things that I want to never lose about myself. So, well,
Deshaun, David, this has been a real treat. I could have talked to you guys for a lot longer. Deshaun, it means so much that you would take time out of, even in quarantine. I know you guys are getting ready for big things, and it really means a whole lot that you take time to come to us. Any closing thoughts you want to say to students who might be watching tonight?
Man, just thank you guys for having me on. Like I said, I was very excited. I'm happy I did this. Thanks for having me on.
David, thanks so much for sharing what you shared about Deshaun. Thanks for connecting us, and especially thanks for what you're doing in the lives of a lot of others like him. If you guys don't mind, I want to say a quick prayer, Deshaun, for your season, and let's bow together and let's pray. God, I thank you so much for tonight. I thank you for these two guys, these two brothers. I thank you for Deshaun and his family, his influence over the cousins and over his teammates. God, I pray for his health and safety in the season to come, and I thank you for David and for our friendship and the way that he is changing lives. And because he poured into this young man, Deshaun's going to have a platform to reach and to pour into hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of young kids. And God, may you receive all the glory for that. I thank you for our conversation tonight. It's through the name of Jesus we pray, and we all say together, amen.
Amen.
Hey guys, thanks so much. It almost makes me want to say Boomer Sooner, Deshaun. I appreciate it, and it's been a great blessing having you guys here. We're going to be watching, and Lord willing, you guys are going to get to play on Saturdays, and we're going to be really excited to see what happens. All right, take care. David, Deshaun, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for being with us. There we go. Wow. Okay, our time has come to an end, but that was an incredible just an incredible conversation to spend with somebody who is living out their faith. I just want to close with this reminder of what do you see? Jeremiah was asked that question, what do you see? And he said, I see an almond tree. And the guy says, you've seen correctly. I'm watching to see that my word is fulfilled. I want you to look at this painting that was sent to me. You can tell that it's an eagle taking care of its baby in the nest. The baby's scared and concerned and fearful and hungry. And here comes this eagle. But I ask you that question, what do you see? Our world has been flipped upside down. So when you flip this picture that you're looking at right now, when you flip it upside down, it's the same picture, but what you see is the one that we've talked about, the one that unites David Fraze and Deshaun and myself, regardless of what team you pull for, regardless of what you're going through, wherever you are, what grade you're in or what trial you're dealing with right now. We serve a Savior who says, I am the great physician, and I'm the one that's going to heal. And I'm just so thankful that there are guys like Deshaun that are out there living that out. Well, we look forward to next week. And just a quick tease, next week I'm really excited that you're going to get to meet another friend of mine that I cross paths with. His name is Bill Altoff. Bill is an elder at a church in the Colorado area. And what makes Bill unique is that when he was out of high school, he joined the Navy and became the head cook on a battleship, a Navy battleship. He spent time learning how to cook from his grandmother and then got really good at it and then really moved up the ranks of cooking for all kinds of really cool people in the Navy. And then got a call from the White House to come and work and to be the chef, the head chef of the West Wing under at least 3 presidential administrations, starting with President Reagan, and traveled the world with the Bush family, serving for all of their state dinners and coordinating. Then he worked and was the head chef at the residence of the vice president in the Clinton administration with Al Gore. And he shared some stories with me that were just so unbelievable. But when you meet him, what you're going to be impressed with is you're going to feel like you have known him for all of your life and he's just catching up. And there's one particular story that he's going to share that is going to be so cool when somebody says, I'm writing a speech, I need a Bible verse. You know who I'm going to call? I'm going to go down to the kitchen and I'm going to talk to Bill because that's a man who knows the Word of God. That story captivated me, and I want you to tune in next week to meet somebody else on a high platform who is living out what it means to be a Jesus person, not on a football field, but in the home of the most powerful person in the whole world. It's just amazing the way that God is working in the lives of so many people. But you don't have to be a football player. You don't have to be a cook for the president. You may be a 7th grade girl who's sitting there thinking, I can't do anything. You've got influence. You've got influence over somebody. You may be a senior who's thinking, everything's been taken away from me. What am I going to do this summer? God's going to put you somewhere to be in a position of influence to speak truth into somebody else. 2 Timothy 2:2, what you've heard us say in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to reliable people who will then be qualified to teach others. So join us back next week for our broadcast, and we look forward to meeting Bill. You're going to love that conversation. All those things that we've said tonight, Deshaun, David, I can't put these things directly into your heart. All we can do is lay them on the surface of your heart so that when your heart breaks, which it will, these will be the things that fall in first. And if that's happened tonight, may God and God alone receive all the glory. Thanks for being with us. God bless you, NBYG, and wherever you're watching. Deshaun, David, thanks again. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye.